This.
What I remember, and you're asking what I remember
Mm-hmm.
about Grandpa Clarence, that he was a heavy set person. He would weighed a lot. But in his daily work, and when he would go to church, he would always be on time. Always. And when he was in the meeting, you would think he had graduated from Harvard. He took control of the meeting, and he had a lot of knowledge that just most people, I mean, just mother wit, they used to call it. And he was the president moderator for the union meeting in our church, and he was a hard worker. He had a truck. He would raise the vegetables, have eggs and milk and butter and whatever, and he would bring it to Durham and sell it. But that's the main thing that I can remember about Grandpa Clarence.
Okay. And from that strength, how he commanded the room, how did that help to shape you as to who you are today? Like when you think about that.
Uh, well,
And you could come back to
I
it.
can't come back to that.
Okay.
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 Thank
And like I
you.
said, this is just a conversation. So that commanding the room, that must be a DNA trait. That must like come down because I can say as third generation, fourth generation from Grandpa Clarence and thinking about when I see my aunts and uncles, when you guys walk into a room, you guys command a room, whether you guys know it or not.
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
But there has been a statement from one of our friends. You all do the best of everything, even have a good funeral. That was a quote. But I don't know why it is that it's just a natural for us. I don't know. Jean,
I love that.
please.
I would just like to add to your impression of Grandpa was that he was very disciplined. Very few things were out of order. Everything Grandma and Grandma Daisy did was either on paper or scheduled or ended and I did not know that I was a project person. Just like I said, I like to get the project done. And I said, I got that from Grandpa. And Grandma Daisy. Everything they did was in order. And we would go to her home and everything would be where it was supposed to be. You knew where the candy was. You knew where she kept the buttermilk. You knew where she kept the canned goods. And then when we were raised, you had to put it back where you found it. I mean,
That's
there was no there was
Yes.
no such thing
Right now.
as putting the
Right now.
yes alcohol where it was not. Are you serious?
And do you know that has been handed down?
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody knows
It got to
that.
go back with
Our
it.
children know it.
So I'm just starting something. I'm just saying that my daughter knows that when you walk in my home, that was in me. I can't say don't put this tablet on top of that because that was what they instilled discipline, self-discipline. And the other thing about them was they never acted like anything they said to you was to hurt you. Almost every word out of Grandma Daisy's mouth or Grandpa's, it was like for love. This was to help you. I'm not trying to hurt you. This is to help you. And then when Mother and Daddy, they treated us the same way. We couldn't fight. She'd make you work together. We had to carry a tub, one on one side and one on the other. And if you spilled it on the other, that just meant that you had to go back and get more water. So we learned to work together.
Even though we were angry.
We were mad.
Even though we were angry, we still had to work together.
Yes.
And I have to chuckle, and just so everyone who's looking at this knows, today I'm here with my Aunt Jean, my Uncle Louis, my Aunt Ann, and my Aunt Gladys. And as you were talking about put it back where it belongs, when I remember Grandpa Narby, most especially because, you know, I was with him longer, not many things rattled him. Didn't see him get angry but twice literally in my life. And one was because somebody didn't put a hammer back where it was. And Narby Lassiter went on a rant about this hammer that wasn't put back in its place. And the only other time was when Eric almost fell backwards into that daggone china cabinet.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I never heard my grandfather yell. Because the rant was just a tone. That cabinet was a yell. And so, but to this day, that is generation passed down. Because my children know, don't come in my house and don't put it back where it belongs. And I love that about our family because I thought all families were like that. And so when I got married, the first time my husband didn't put it back where it belongs, I'm like, who raised you? I literally asked him, I said, who raised you? Like, why would you not put it back where you got it from? So that started with Grandpa Charlie, Clarence and Grandma Daisy. I love it.
But you know, I didn't realize that, but that's all I know.
The discipline of what you do and how you do it was put in us. We just didn't get out of order for no reason. And of course, our personalities were different. Some people were very
Jackie can.
I'm going to try and get this angle because that was priceless. Not the touchy
I'm gonna
time.
do it again. Like some people, some siblings did not rehearse and go over self-discipline per se because of their personality. But my mom never allowed us to try to change who he was. No. She would say to us, "You all need to get somewhere and sit down." And I would say something like, "Get somewhere? We're already somewhere. Where we going?" You know, that kind of stuff. And in the meantime, another person might be doing something else, like running around on a tricycle without stopping. You know, I had to tell.
You bring it up. Always.
And Mother would say, "Louis, you need to slow down on that. You're going to get hurt. Louis, you need to stop," several times while he ran around. But she would not allow us to discipline. We didn't discipline each other. They were the disciplinarians.
I like that. And growing up in that kind of environment, growing up with them instilling who the disciplinarians were, how did you think that shaped you each? Because I think all of you definitely have that, because we clearly knew who were the disciplinarian in our family, in our house. Even though Mommy and Daddy did it differently, we knew. So Uncle Louis, let's go to you. Like with that, how do you think that that shaped you?
Well, I think, starting from the beginning, I hope that this documentary will be able to tie in the different generations from the beginning, where Grandpa Clarence was during an era of the late 1800s to the early 1900s. If you look at the history of America and the United States and the black people during that era, if you research that area, you'll find that he was not a slave. Grandma Daisy was never a slave. All of this will be in that same archive of information that's public. We touched on or talked about educations and those kinds of things. There was a difference in his level of public education documentation versus grandmother's, from low to high scale.
Okay.